The world has witnessed many disasters over the centuries, and although most are man-made, Mother Nature certainly dishes out its fair share. On January 12, 2010, a magnitude 7 earthquake disrupted Haiti. It had a depth of 8.1 miles and was the strongest earthquake to hit the country since 1770. It led to over 200,000 deaths, 2 million homeless, and 3 million people in need of emergency aid. In 2008, Cyclone Nargis made way into Myanmar and damaged several townships for 2 days. 84,500 people were killed, and 53,800 were missing. It led to many storm surges and flooding. On October 8, 2005, Pakistan had an earthquake that was a 7.6 on the Richter scale. The death toll was 75,000 people, and 106,000 people were injured. The severe damage was due to poorly constructed buildings. Hurricane Katrina was the deadliest hurricane to hit the Gulf Coast in 2005. It was ranked as the 6th strongest to hit the United States. 1,833 people died. It was also one of the costliest hurricanes with $81 billion on property damages. On December 26, 2004, the Indian Ocean earthquake occurred. The earthquake only lasted 10 seconds at a 9.15 magnitude, but the earthquake caused a tsunami that killed 200,000 to 310,000 people. On November 13, 1985, the Nevado del Ruiz volcano erupted, making it the second largest volcano-related disaster of the 20th century. The flow from the volcano buried the town of Armero in Tolima. 25,000 people died in this tragedy. The Tangshan earthquake hit China on July 28, 1976. It was a 7.8 magnitude earthquake and destroyed the city of Tangshan. It caused a 25-mile fault near the city, and 240,000 people died, while 164,000 people were injured. This disaster is the deadliest earthquake of the 20th century. Hurricane Andrew hit the west coast of Africa on August 14, 1992. It was formed by a tropical wave and killed 65 people and caused $26 billion in property damages. On March 11, 2011, a 9.0 magnitude earthquake hit Japan and was followed by a tsunami. It was the largest earthquake to ever strike Japan. It led to 15 million dead and injured, and 2,814 people were missing. Over 250,000 buildings were damaged or destroyed. On October 11, 1138, the deadliest earthquake in history occurred. The Aleppo earthquake killed 230,000 people and destroyed the city of Aleppo and surrounding areas in Syria. On December 16, 1920, the Haiwan earthquake occurred. This earthquake is known as the fourth worst ever recorded, causing 240,000 deaths. In May of the year 526, the third worst earthquake in the world hit Syria and Antioch. The death toll was 250,000 to 300,000 people. The Bola cyclone in Bangladesh reached wind speeds of 185 kilometers per hour. It wiped out entire villages and destroyed 85% of the homes. About 500,000 people died during the cyclone. On February 22, 2011, the New Zealand earthquake occurred with a magnitude of 6.3. It severely damaged Christchurch, New Zealand, and killed 185 people. 238 people were also missing, and 164 were injured. The Afghanistan blizzard was the second worst in modern history. Temperatures fell below -30 degrees Celsius, and 180 centimeters of snow fell. 1,337 people died. People were frozen to death and blocked by snowdrifts, dying in their vehicles. At least 100 people went through amputations from frostbite. In July of 2011, the Horn of Africa experienced the worst drought in 60 years. 12.4 million people were in need of food, and it threatened the lives of 9.5 million people. There was widespread death and famine. The famine of North Korea lasted from 1994 to 1998 and killed 240,000 to 3,500,000 people by starvation and other illnesses. 5 million people were malnourished, including 800,000 children, and of them, 80,000 were almost to starvation. Europe isn't used to hot summers, so when the 2003 European heat wave struck, it resulted in health crisis in several countries as well as a drought. At least 14,802 people in France alone died. Victims were old people in nursing homes and single-family homes with no air conditioning systems. The extreme temperatures dried up most of Europe, resulting in forest fires. In August of 1931, powerful rains hit southern China and caused the Yangtze River to flood. It killed 3.7 million people and was considered the worst natural disaster of the 20th century. In February and March in the year 2000, flooding occurred in Mozambique. It was caused by rainfall that lasted for 5 weeks. As a result, many people were homeless and 800 people died, along with 20,000 cattle. The Great Smallpox epidemic spread throughout the North American continent from 1775 to 1782. Symptoms were backache, fever, headache, vomiting, and malaise. It estimated to have killed 11,000 Native Americans. This tuberculosis epidemic in Europe during the 17th century lasted for nearly 200 years. It was the leading cause of death in 1650 and likely worsened due to poor sanitary conditions. On January 26, 2001, on India's 51st Republic Day celebration, the Gujarat earthquake occurred. The magnitude was 7.6 to 7.7, and it lasted for about 2 minutes. It resulted in 20,000 dead, 167,000 injured, and 400,000 destroyed homes. The Black Death epidemic went through Europe from 1348 to 1351 and killed 25 to 60% of Europe's population, which was about 75 to 200 million people. The first wave of the Spanish influenza began in March of 1918 and spread throughout Asia, Europe, and North America. It resulted in the death of 40 to 100 million people.